The world has changed. People are different. Everything is different. So it is not insulting them to say that the players of today are different and they have different priorities. And candidly, Michael Jordan and his success sort of paved the way for what that's all become.
And also, I want to just acknowledge something for all of the younger viewers out there. And Mark did it when he started his answer. Just because somebody disagrees that today's player, for example, LeBron James, isn't the greatest of all time, and we talk about how the rules were different and the game was more physical then, it's not hating. It's not being jealous. I think those terms are being used incorrectly. And that is what Mark is talking about. We grew up at a time where it was like, do as I say, not as I do. Now it's when you give instruction, and rightfully so, the person's answer is why. And so that's the difference. How about this for being cut from a different cloth? Michael Jordan was on a 30-win basketball team at Carolina rehabbing from an injury, playing and the team didn't know. Put pressure on the squad to put him back in, and all of a sudden they gave him a 7-minute per half restriction. He played through it, got that team in the playoffs against one of the all-time great Celtics teams, and had his historic moment. Scored 63 points in a playoff game versus them. Nowadays, that player shuts it down for the rest of the year. Shut it down for the rest of the year, load management, let's get a lottery pick, and let's see if we can pick it up next year. That's the difference in the game then and now.
I completely agree with you. He scored those 63 against the version of the Celtics that is considered to be their best and one of the greatest teams of all time. Mark Jackson, a final thought from you, because I know that you speak a lot to young people, and I know how important that is to you. So for all of the young people who watched these 10 hours of Michael Jordan and the Bulls, what do you think is the lesson all of them can and should take from Michael's success and from everything we saw over these last 5 weeks?
The awesome thing, and both of you guys can attest to this, the awesome thing is I'm not speaking about Michael Jordan, the basketball player. I'm speaking to every individual who has a dream to be the best in the world. Take a look at how Michael Jordan, his mindset, his approach, his focus, singular on being the best, the absolute best, and knocking down every obstacle that he had. The way the thing that made him the best that's ever played the game wasn't really his talent. That speaks for itself. It was his drive. You can use that same mindset, that same approach, whether it be a lawyer, a doctor, a bus driver, a sanitation worker, whatever you want to be. You can look at The Last Dance and take something from it and accomplish your goal.
Go ahead, Jalen.
And also, the other thing you could take away from it, when turbulent times came, he didn't quit. He didn't jump ship. He didn't point fingers. He didn't find or look for a way out when he was going against the Lakers, going against the Celtics, going against the Pistons. It wasn't like, oh, I can't get it done, so maybe I'll go play with those guys. It was more so, you know what, we got to get better. I got to get tougher psychologically. I got to get better skill-wise. And then in the 90s, his turn came.
Yeah, it's a different world. Again, to go back to the conversation, we live in a transfer portal world now, and it goes well beyond what the specific transfer portal is. It was just a different time. Mark Jackson, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you getting up early here. It's wonderful to see you. Thank you. I hope that we see you calling games really soon, assuming that we can all get to that.
Mark Jackson from the Smithsonian Institute. You see that chandelier? That boy got some real money, Greeny. Look at that.
Look at that. Awesome work, guys.
That is awesome.
Man, what's that, Julius Caesar in the back? The faux paint on the ceiling?
Mark Jackson is coming to us live from the Parthenon this morning. It's a delight to have you. Thank you, Mark. I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.